Testing, testing. Okay, is this balance good? Maybe music down a little bit. Okay, is this balance good? Testing. Yeah, you want a little higher in the music? Okay. Whatever, people can tell me later if it's too loud or too quiet. Mm. All right. It's time. Chat, we're doing a bad thing today. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna chill here as soon as up. I'm a little early for the stream, so we'll just wait for people to roll in and then. Okay, is this balance good? Oh shit! I have my own stream. No. Wait, what? Why am I hearing myself? Oh, that's why. I have figured out the problem. It's because of this funny little chat window, so give me 1 second. Troubleshoot that. Oh, there's my recommended. Teehee. There we go. Okay. Chat's viewable and you can't hear me talking twice over. Incredible. Glad I got that troubleshooted before the stream started in proper. Okay, so... you know what? We'll do a quick thing. We'll just do... Yeah, that'll do. Alright, I'll be back. Woo! Okay, that's it. No, enough of that. We ball. Okay, so to start off, we're gonna explain what the hell these tiers mean. So, peak Pokemon is like the peak, right? Like 9.5 to 10 out of 10, okay? It's gonna be a high bar to get into peak Pokemon. Then we have Hello Base Department. This is for like your 7.5 to 9.5. A lot of good Pokemon gonna go here. I like these guys, they're good. Pretty solid. These are your, 5.5, 7.5. They're pretty solid. They're not, hard, pretty solid, but they're likable. I enjoy looking at them. I like being around them. I Feel Nothing is for Pokemon that make me feel nothing. These are mid as hell. I'm not fond of these. But also I can't bring myself to dislike them either, It's like, yeah, I don't love them. I don't hate them. Is chat just not working? Okay, no, it's just slow. Okay, cool. Alright. And then Wretched Creatures is for... I hate this. I wish this didn't exist. We're not gonna see a lot of these, but they're definitely gonna be there. So we'll start out the process with good old Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is our first member of the base department. I love Bulbasaur. Pokemon kind of has this, like, typical Pokemon... Oh, bye timer. Of being, like, it's got mostly an animal, but it's got something a little fantastical, a little spice, and I think Bulbasaur is, like, the archetypal example of that done well. You've got cute little dinosaur with a bulb on its back. It's precious. I love my little friend. I want to make sure he prospers. So Bulbasaur gets to be in the base department. Ivysaur doesn't quite make it there, I feel. Ivysaur is pretty solid. I do like it. It's one of the best middle stages out there because it does feel like a natural progression between Bulbasaur and Venusaur. But it's still just pretty solid. I don't feel that great about it. I think part of it being kind of annoying in Smash is part of why it's only pretty solid for me. But I think, that's just how the dice roll sometimes, That's how the cards fall out. Venusaur, on the other hand, is back in the base department. I love this guy, Flower Frog. He's just fun. I think, especially like from a competitive standpoint, being a certifiably funny Chlorophyllmon is got... Chlorophyll Sleep Powder is very funny. But combine that with some remarkably good coverage makes this Pokemon pretty fun, just like to think about. Not so much to play against, but very fun to think about. Okay, bud. I like Venusaur a lot. My second starter Pokemon, so I do have some nostalgia bias here, but I do very much like Venusaur. This is supposed to be a ranking of all the Pokemon, not all the forms, but I am going to talk about and put the Megas on this list, and I think Mega Venusaur kind of gets to be in pretty solid. As far as Mega designs go, I don't dislike this. Mega Venusaur is a cool idea for a Mega. I think the thick fat ability on Venusaur is a really cool way of making a Pokemon that feels like it should be a bulky grass type into an actual very uniquely bulky grass type with thick fat. The design itself, though, doesn't really stick out that much to me. It's just kind of more plant on Venusaur. So I think for that it gets to be in pretty solid. I think it does... Ivysaur is better than Mega Venusaur for me. I do very much like it, though. Don't get it twisted. It's still a good design. It's just not quite on the level of base department. I don't want to call the base department when I see it. Moving on, we've got the Charmander line, featuring Leon's invincible Charizard. Oh my god. I think the entire line is in pretty solid. I'm going to move them around within pretty solid a bit. But I do want to say, I think Charizard has stayed because it is good. People don't just go, oh, Charizard, I don't like this guy. What the fuck is he doing here? because you know they hate Charizard. Charizard got there in the first place for being a fire dragon. It's it's pretty good, but it's not like exceptional. Charmander is very cute. He's Charmander gives me friend energy, you know? I want to make sure he's healthy and he prospers. I think Charmander goes top so far pretty solid. I think Charmeleon... Well, Charmeleon I like a little more than like a Venusaur. Not that much more. And then Charizard I think I like... a little more than Ivysaur. These decisions are going to get a lot harder as we go on. We get... You're solid between tier 2 pretty solid, nothing all of them, but Charmander would go there for me. I think that's fair. I don't know if Charmander quite makes the cut up to base department. I might be convinced to add another tiers later. For now, we're gonna avoid doing it. For the time being, I can be convinced. Mega Charizard X is in base department. This I will not contest. I think that this is a really cool way to make Charizard feel more draconic. It's kind of an inversion, I think. Actually, you know what? Second thought, we're gonna do this real quick. I think the blue flames are just cool. Look, I don't make the rules. Blue flames are cool. It's just edgy Charizard. I can't explain it further than that. It's just a cool guy. And fun physical attacker, I don't know. He's great. Does he beat Venusaur? Is the question. I don't think he does. I think he's cool. I don't think he's that cool. Zard Y, though? It's just Zard again. Like, Drought is cool. He's fun competitively. I guess that moves him up, like, slightly above normal Charizard, but at the same time, it kind of... Like, the wings are better. I think the wings are cool in a way. Like, the ripped design there. But I don't think... I think the head looks stupid. So they're about the same. Squirtle. Base department. I love Squirtle. I love Squirtle. He's so cute. What a good friend. Annoying piece of shit in Brawl. But I do love him. Squirtle and Squirtle Squad, so true. I know you said Squirtle Gang, but the Squirtle Squad is peak. Okay, don't shit on them. Wartortle, I think I quite like Wartortle for what it is. I don't love it, but I don't think it makes it to base department, right? I don't think it makes it up here, but I think it's probably around here. I think it's below Ivysaur. I do quite like it, though. I think it does a very different thing from most of its Evo line, and I think that thing that it does is good. I think the wing ears are kind of weird, but I like the vibe. It has a nice vibe going for it. Blastoise, I think is also in pretty solid. I used to really like Blastoise. I honestly, in my younger years, would have said that Blastoise was based, or in fact, possibly peak Pokemon. But as it stands, I think it's just pretty solid. I think the cannons are badass, right? Actually, it's probably the pose that in this particular sprite that's not helping me. I think it's bottom of base department, actually. No, now that I think about it. I still love Blastoise. It's a fucking tank. How can you criticize that too much? Like, come on. Alright. So, Mega Blastoise. I think Mega Blastoise is pretty cool, but not base department. I think it's above Charizard. It's a word as God's biggest Mega Defender. I think Mega Blastoise is very cool in its own way, but I just like the kind of simplistic design of regular Blastoise a bit better. I don't know how to explain it. I think this is sick. I think the Massive Cannon is sick. I like the simple one better. Caterpie. Caterpie kinda, I feel nothing. Caterpie is cute, but in such a way that does not elicit any strong emotions whatsoever. And I think that results in feeling nothing. I think that's what I have to say about that. Metapod, I feel even more nothing about. That sure is a Chrysalis Pokemon, and we'll see a bunch more as we go through. Butterfree's pretty solid, though. I do quite like Butterfree. I think it goes about here. As far as, like, it's the butterfly Pokemon. It's just kind of a butterfly. But I think it does that pretty well. Okay, no, fuck off with that. That's slander. No G-Max form will ever clear anything here. Not fucking real. Yeah. Back to Butterfree. You know what? In hindsight, I'm gonna move it down here. I don't think Butterfree is that good, but I do quite like it. It's simple, it's effective. It's a butterfly, but as someone who had like a childhood fear of butterflies due to that one SpongeBob episode, me liking Butterfree is a badge of fucking honor for it. Weedle. Weedle, I feel nothing. I feel less nothing than Metapod, but more nothing than Caterpie. Kakuna and Metapod are basically the same fucking thing. Beedrill, I think... Beedrill's probably... I'm afraid of bees, right? I think the design's pretty sick, all things considered. I think... Like, when you think of a bee, you think of it stinging, so that they make the stingers a core part of its design is pretty cool. It's a shame this thing's fucking worthless. However... Mega Beedrill makes me call the base department. Mega Beedrill is raw as fuck. Okay? The Reverend jokes in chat. I think Mega Beedrill, like, in terms of, like, its competitive design, is sick as fuck. But in terms of, like, visual design, like, overhaul Beedrill to make it, like, because, like, yeah, the whole thing about Beedrill is, you know, bee sting, they make it more sting. But to make it go fucking all out in the Mega is such a smart way to iterate on the design. I think it's sick. Yeah, we are gonna need a tier between these two, aren't we? Oops. We'll get there. I'm putting it off as long as I can. Pidgey, I think, is the first Pokemon that goes in mild disdain. Unfortunately. I'd look at it, and I'm, like, mildly annoyed at its existence. It doesn't help that anytime I get it in, like, a Nuzlocke ever, I'm just like, oh, you again. This thing is unfortunate, and I have no more words to say about it. Pidgeotto, on the other hand, I think goes into I feel nothing, but it does clear the bugs. It's because it has, like, there's something there, I think. There's something there, but not quite. The same is kind of true for Pidgeot, but I do think it is meaningfully better than Pidgeotto. Because I think there's like a Super Saiyan thing going on, right? You know, like, you can see, like, the gold hair, you know, go get it. You see. But Mega Pidgeot goes here. Because Mega Pidgeot is rad. I think, like, the conceptual Super Saiyan thing that, like, normal Pidgeot has going on is like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see it if I really read into it. But Mega Pidgeot brings it to the forefront, and I think that's rad as fuck. Also, No Guard Hurricane is raw as hell, and I respect it immensely. Anytime I don't have to worry about getting hacked when trying to use my cool move is great. Mega Pidgeot is rad as hell. Rats. We are the rats. Celebrating yet another birthday. Do I feel nothing with regards to Rattata? I think I feel nothing. I do think it's kind of cute. I have to be real. But I don't think that level of cuteness is enough to put it in pretty solid. I have to be real here. As opposed to a Alolan Rattata, who I feel gives me mild disdain. I'm sorry, bud. Rat clears bird. Not Alolan rat. The mustache feels wrong here. This is going to sound hypocritical the minute I talk about Alolan Geodude, but here I think it's just kind of like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Both big rats also go in mild disdain, but I do think actually Alolan Raticate is a step above, because I think the chubby cheeks kind of help make it work. Because it's all greedy. It's a greedy dark type. It's got all the chubby cheeks now. Alolan Rat's stinky. Yeah, I am putting it in mild disdain. That's fair. I'm not gonna defend it actually in second thought. It's just the least bad of the ones here, I think, because at least it feels like a Pokemon with thoughts. Spearow. I think Spearow's I Feel Nothing. More birds in low tier. I hope they make a good bird Pokemon eventually. Yeah. I think I don't like started by Spearow hatred is purely because it is one of the only shiny Pokemon I've ever found, and its shiny looks like piss. Like, it is so bad. But yeah, Spearow has a lot more personality than Pidgey, I feel. Especially in Gen 1 itself, where it has actual fucking flying moves, which is cool. And even in later gens, it just feels like, you know, Pidgey is the generic one and Spearow's the angry one, and that gives it some kind of dichotomy, which I think is pretty neat. So yeah, and then Fearow, I think, can Fearow transcend feeling nothing? No, it can't. But it is at the apex of I Feel Nothing so far, I think. Because, like, it's pretty cool. And that's it. Ekans. I feel nothing. It sure is a snake. What the fuck am I supposed to say about Ekans? What the fuck am I supposed to say about this Pokemon? It's just a fucking snake. And just like that, Arbok. Now, chat. Chat, you have to hear me out. Chat. Chat, you have to hear me out on this. Chat. Chat. Wait. Arbok is cool. Arbok is cool. So, the reason Arbok is... Actually, no, Arbok's too high. It's only here. But, Arbok does make it into pretty solid. Largely because of two things. One, the face. Like, the fact that they gave it a different facial pattern for, like, the first, I think, 4 or 5 generations is pretty fucking rad, actually. And gives the Pokemon a lot of personality and diversity at a time in which diversity within a Pokemon species was just not found. And I think that's super cool. Also, that one panel of the Pokemon Adventures manga where it gets fucking cut in half goes incredibly hard. So, yeah, Arbok makes it into pretty solid. I will not be taking criticism. Okay, we have the rat fuck. You know him, you love him, for a reason. Pikachu is a good design. He's ubiquitous for a reason. I think he is the bottom of base department. I think Pikachu's gonna be the gatekeeper. Do you make me more happy than seeing the capitalism rat? If you can transcend the capitalism rat, you're in the base department. If you can't, you're just pretty solid. I think that's what I gotta say about that. Much like Bulbasaur, it is just kind of animal, but slightly more. But it does so in a way that I'm like... I think it's cute. I think it's cute. I think it's very simple and effective. Raichu is not quite up there for me. I think it's one down, yeah. I do like Raichu. I like Raichu a lot. But I think compared to the simplicity of Pichu, I think Raichu kind of loses a little. It just feels kind of awkward. It feels like there should be something else, a third stage above Raichu, you know? Like, it feels like there's something missing. I don't know. I found it! I found what was missing. A surfboard. Gang, I'm delighted to let you all know I adore Alolan Raichu. Alolan Raichu is God's gift to Pokemon. That's not true, it's not even peak. But I do think it is adorably cute. It fits the Alolan aesthetic super well, and it gives a Pokemon that's kind of always been in Pikachu's shadow a way to, like, speak out for itself as, like, hey, I can do a unique, cool thing that's not just being a slightly better Pikachu. I fucking love Alolan Raichu. It's adorable. I could be... No, I think Raichu's about where it deserves. I think putting it close to Pikachu is about right, but I don't think it's quite better, just because Pikachu has the simplicity factor going on, and Raichu feels a bit less coherent to me. Alright. Sandshrew? Sandshrew is cute, but I don't feel much of anything. I think I could be convinced to put it in pretty solid. But it's mostly on... You know what? It does get into pretty solid, I think. It's close, but it does make it. I think... It's mostly just because it's kind of cute, you know? I think it's just kind of a shrew. It just doesn't stick out to me in any meaningful way. I forget this Pokemon exists, aside from, you know, the reasons that people are talking about in chat. My alma mater, if you will. Alolan Sandshrew, however, I think is a bit of a step up. I think the Igloo motif gives it a lot of, like, flavor in a way that makes me like, yeah, this is a cool ice regional form of Sandshrew. I like what you did there. I think it's a bit better. I don't think it's a huge amount better. I don't think it is nearly base department material, but it's still, it's pretty solid, you know? Sorry, Sandslash. I like you, but I don't like you that much. I forget you exist. And that's not a good thing. Someone in chat just said, Alolan Sandslash got a hit based, though. And I hate to disappoint you, but I think it barely beats out normal Sandslash. I don't think the icicles look very good. I hate to say it. I think on the whole, it's just a bit not coherent to me. I don't dislike it, but it just feels kind of eh to me. It just feels like a nothing burger of a Pokemon, you know? And that's what the tier is for, you know? So, yeah. Speaking of nothing Pokemon, oh look, it's 6 fucking Nidorans. Alright, well, let's get this over with. How am I gonna organize these? I'm a supporter of women's rights. So I do believe that Nidoran female does beat out Nidoran male. However, I'm also a supporter of women's wrongs. And that does mean that Nidorino beats out Nidorina. Putting these in... It's so hard to rank all of these, because there's just... Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I think these both beat Rat. They're about the same. I think... Nidorino beats them. And Nidorina is less than these two. And then Nidoqueen is about the top of I Feel Nothing. Because it comes so close to being, like, a cool kind of kaiju motherly protector figure. But then you see the Kahankas, and I'm just taken out of the design completely. Whereas Nidoking goes like here. I think Nidoking is great. I think Nidoking is... I think if Nidoqueen took more... was like more Nidoking-esque in its like frontal pattern, I think it would be in about the same place. Because I feel very similarly about the designs, but like the weird boob plate really takes it down for me a lot. I think Nidoking being... and there's a lot of Pokemon that are just kind of like a kaiju, right? And I think Nidoking is the first one of them in a lot of ways. And it does it pretty well. It's pretty solid, you know? It's not the best, but it's pretty solid. Also, Sheer Force Life Orb's really funny. And now we get into the pink blobs. These sprites are not doing any favors. I mean... Okay, you can see the colon 3 better when you zoom in, okay? I think I gave them the credit they deserve for being colon 3. And for that, I think I have to put them in pretty solid. Because I see a colon 3, and I colon 3. That is not nothing. But it's not much more than nothing. I think Clefairy probably makes it here, and Clefable is just under. Because, like... colon 3, right? But not by a lot. Okay, hold on. I need to fix the chat, because the chat's not. Can I potentially do this any better way? Okay, hold on, chat. I'm gonna try and fix this a bit. Okay, well, that didn't work. Let me try. There we go. Okay, that's better. And then let me... Alright, there we go. And then we can kind of... There's some empty space here, which I'm not super fond of. Chat, any ideas to fill the suspiciously empty space? I guess I could, like, make this a little wider. Oh, yeah, hold on, let me do this. I'm all out of custard. I went to the store earlier and they didn't have any fucking custard. I'm sorry. Okay, that's better. It's not like evenly cropped or anything, but like it's fine. You can fucking deal with that. No, it's Landorus slander. It's not Darmanitan slander. Elo Sheer Force is Landorus. I know that one. Alright. But unlike being a wretched creature from Gen 5, we have a beautiful creature from Gen 1, Vulpix. I think Vulpix is pretty solid. About this pretty solid. I think Vulpix is cute. I think Vulpix deserves nice things to happen to it. And so does Alolan Vulpix. I think the two of them are very similar. I think... between the two of them, I do think I prefer original Vulpix slightly more. Because I do think it's a little more evocative of a design. But that's about it. Yeah, as Cameron said in chat, Vulpix is kind of just a cute fox, but that's a pretty cute fox, and that's all I have to say about that. Ninetales, however, I think is elevated for me. I really like Ninetales. I think a lot of what I like about Ninetales for me is the lore of Ninetales. I think the lore of Ninetales is super sick, and I wish that was more represented in it mechanically, because Pure Fire type does not fit for a Pokemon with this lore. This is going to be the first of many times where someone in chat can very well accuse me of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon bias, because you may well know that in Red Rescue Team, Ninetales plays a major role in the plot. So we'll get there. But we have one more Ninetales. I fucking love Alolan Ninetales. You know that thing I just said about how, you know, Ninetales could use a little more of the fantastical element to represent that lore of it cursing people? They gave it a fairy type, and I think that fits. It's a mystical spirit, got that same basic kit as normal Ninetales, but it's got a typing that represents that a lot better, and the elegance of the design really elevates that for me. I love Alolan Ninetales. It is the first Pokemon that I ever reached level 100 with, and I still have it in my moon save file. I fucking love this thing. Educated viewers in chat may realize why I leveled it to level 100 first in my moon save, not because it was my favorite Pokemon in that game. Although I do still love it. I love it so much. One of my favorites. Okay. Jigs. I think Jigs is pretty solid. About this solid. I think a lot of why I like Jigglypuff is because of the anime and Smash. I think it's the combination of traits that it has of being good in Smash and very funny in I wouldn't say very funny, and pretty funny in the anime is... Wait, you have to wait a second, because it will be coming, but you have to wait. We'll get to that one. So, I think Jigs is cute. I think it's cute largely because of other media. It is just a pink blob, but it's pretty solid. Wigglytuff is hard for me because of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I want to put it in pink. No, it's not. Even with my Mystery Dungeon bias, there's no way it's in pink. It's not even in base department. Honestly, if not for PMD, I would put it in I Feel Nothing or even Mild Disdain. It's just tall Jigglypuff. It's not a good design. But it's really fun in Mystery Dungeon. So I'm putting it slightly below Jigglypuff, and we're gonna look away. We're gonna pretend I'm not the most biased person in the room. I think it probably should be in I Feel Nothing, or even Mild Disdain, but because of Mystery Dungeon, it gets elevated for me. Zubat is a little above, below Sandshrew. I think Zubat is pretty alright. I think the fact that it has no eyes is a lot of favors for me, personally. Because, otherwise it would just kind of be a bat. But now they get to do more cool things with, echolocation and shit. I think it's neat. I think it's pretty alright. I think it does a little more than just kind of being a Pokemon that exists. Unlike Golbat, who is, I feel nothing about. It just kind of fucking screams at me. Somebody call the base department. I fucking love Oddish. I didn't used to love Oddish. It is entirely Alpharad videos that have convinced me to love Oddish. And I thank him immensely for this. Because he's so right. Oddish is fantastic. It's just a little guy. He's so cute. I want to cherish him. Gloom? I don't like Gloom. I'm sorry. Gloom is honestly bottom of I Feel Nothing. So close to mild disdain. I think it is a tremendous downgrade from Oddish. But thankfully, it gets a tremendous upgrade to Vileplume. I think the gulf between Gloom and its two siblings is staggering. I think Oddish and Vileplume have a very cohesive thing going on of being like colon right paren and then a plant on their head. And what the fuck is Gloom doing? Like, I don't want to make this joke, but like, why is it like that? So, yeah, Gloom is kind of eh. But these two are great. Actually, I do think I'm going to move Vileplume down a little, but I do still really like it. Big P! Big P is pretty good. I like him. I think Paris is cute. You know what? No, I'm going to move it up a little. I like Paris. I think Paris is cute. I don't like Parasect as much. But I think it's still pretty solid, you know? It's a mushroom crab. How wrong can you go with mushroom crab? Don't you fucking start with me. No. This one in chat, officer? Keep an eye on them. They're gonna have some bad takes. Speaking of feeling nothing. Hey, Venonat. Hey, Venomoth. These Pokemon exist. Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. And that clears the worms. You're so right. I'm so sorry. It also clears, like, these two birds. But it does not clear Spearow. I've done Venonat a great disservice. Venonat just... No. 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 Beedrill clears. What's Butterfree doing up there? Hold on. Get down. Get down, Mr. President. I'm so sorry. No, that's allowed. Liking Venomoth for ATV is allowed. That's okay. I just was not into Twitch-less Pokemon, so I have no nostalgia attachment to it. It's a valid reason, though. So... This thing... I feel nothing. I think it's kind of cute. Now, I think I have to clarify. Diglett is not an I feel nothing because I feel nothing. Diglett is a Pokemon where I'm like, yeah, it's pretty cute. It's a little mole guy. But also there is an immense and violent disdain for any Pokemon with Arena Trap. And those cancel out to feeling nothing. Dugtrio will not escape its fate. I'm sorry, Dougie. But you've done me dirty too many times in the past. I hate Arena Trap, I hate Arena Trap, I hate Arena Trap, Arena Trap. Okay, Alolan Diglett. This one doesn't have Arena Trap. It must be better, right? 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 No. No, this is just the same fucking Pokemon. What? Why? Anyway, I need a new tier. I do not like Alolan Dugtrio because it's a good design. I like it because of the fucking He-Man meme. And Owen Wilson's. That is the only reason I like this Pokemon. For any future Pokemon that I exclusively like because of memes, they go in here. Like, I am certain there will be other Pokemon that fit in this category that I would otherwise be at, like, way lower, but they're funny, and I laugh at them because of some fucking joke. So they go into meme tier. That's all I got for that one. I just think it's funny that it has the luscious golden locks. Oh, they did make 3 of these, huh? Well, let's rip the band-aid off. I actually think Meowth is okay. Mostly because of the anime. I think if it weren't for the anime, Meowth would be way lower. Probably somewhere in the dregs of I Feel Nothing. But it's very fun in the anime. This is Meowth but gay, so it's like slightly better. They're the same fucking picture. I don't understand. What am I supposed to do with these things? How am I supposed to organize this? Okay, no, that's fucking heresy. No, Meowth does not touch Pikachu. Not in a million fucking years. I'm sorry. And then you're in mild disdain. Why do you look like that? Persian gets to hang out in I Feel Nothing. I think below Nidorino. Persian is just a cat, and I think it fits for being, like, the Giovanni Pokemon. But, like, it doesn't feel like an actual Pokemon outside of the thing that, like, Giovanni can stroke menacingly, like, ah ha ha, yes, you've discovered that I am the 8th gym leader of the fucking region. Hoorah! Yeah, no. Hey, Garfield. How you doing? You don't even deserve meme tier. I'm sorry. But you are gay, Meowth. So you are slightly better. No, but you hate Mondays. So you're slightly worse. Psyduck? I feel nothing when I look at Psyduck. This is certifiably a Pokemon that exists. I similarly feel nothing about Golduck. These are Pokemon that do exist. Mankey? I have mixed feelings about Mankey. Because, like, in theory, it's decent. But in practice, it kind of feels like a nothing Pokemon that barely exists, you know? Because, like, you rarely see it, aside from, like, Gen 1 games. And then, like, very recently, with Annihilate, the line kind of got revitalized. But I think Mankey itself is, I don't feel much of anything about. I think it's just kind of... I think it goes about here. Primate's better, though. Primeape I do feel things about. Primape's pretty solid. Like, it's got a Boxer thing going on. I think that's enough to put it in pretty solid. Probably about here. I think Primeape is pretty solid. I'm not a dog person, right? I don't love dogs. But Growlithe's a good boy! Look at him! He's so respectful. It's another good boy! Oh my god! I'm so happy Growlithe got a regional form to, like, complement Vulpix's regional form, and that they're both really cute. I think putting them all together like this is nice. I kind of want to, almost tempted to put this later. Similarly, I think Arcanine's really good. I think Arcanine goes about here. I don't like Hisui Arcanine as much, but not by, like, a significant amount. Run and Bun is making me love Hisui and Arcanine. This Pokemon's fucking cracked. But the whole pair of them they're all pretty solid. They're all good boys. But nothing exceptional. Poliwag, I feel nothing about. I think I have more emotions about this fucking rat Uh, Poliwhirl is a silly little guy. I think part of the reason I like it is because of Pokemon Adventures. I think that's probably a big part of it. Where do I put this? We're getting to the point where we've got like 50 Pokemon here, and it's starting to get a bit hard to fit these into the list. Oh boy. Yeah, I think you probably end up above the Meowths. And then similarly, Poliwrath. Yeah, they're basically the same fucking Pokemon. They're both fine. Oh, okay. We're almost an hour in. And I've gotten through, like, less than half of Gen 1. Holy shit. New tiers are not going to help the problem. Okay, I do think I need another one above or below pretty solid. Yeah, we're going to do one here. Which is what to call it. We'll go with that. And I'll just kind of siphon off the top portion that I feel can transcend the pretty solid barrier. Does Zard? No, Zard. So I think Zard can make it through to 7.8 out of 10. I think Paris is going to be our gatekeeper of pretty solid for now. We could potentially make a new one between I Feel Nothing and, like, Mild Disdain, but for now, I think we're fine. Abra? Well, you're not making the tier list, so fuck you. Let the dogs and the wolves foxes prosper, okay? Abra? I think Abra's pretty cute. Kadabra? I don't think I have money emotions for Kadabra. Same with Michitus. I think Michituspins is a funny-ass name. But I don't really feel much about him. I do think he tops Nidoqueen, but I think he does not top Beedrill. I think he's just kind of there. Megazam. I think Megazam in concept is really sick. I think it does elevate the design to in a meaningful way. I'm gonna put it about, I think here. I think Megazam gives it a very cool guru aesthetic that I think makes the line come together. All right. I need to take a breath. Holy shit. I don't talk this much usually. Machop. I feel nothing. Machoke. I feel nothing. Machamp. I feel nothing. Oh my god. I think I might need to divide up the I feel nothing tier. There are way more Pokemon I feel nothing for than I thought. But I don't feel nothing for Bellsprout. I think Bellsprout's a little cutie. I think Bellsprout is pretty solid. About this solid. Weepin' Bell, however, I do not care for. But Victory Bell's pretty solid. I think Victory Bell's top of pretty solid. The new gatekeeper. Well, Gallowdex is shit, so Tentacool? I think Tentacool is an I feel nothing kind of mon. I think it's probably around here. No, it beats the cats. And then Tentacruel, I think, is like barely in pretty solid. See, chat, this is what I'm talking about. We can't be having this in here. Geodude, I feel nothing. Geodude is the same Pokemon. Graveler. Where's Graveler go? Probably here. Graveler Alola is the same Pokemon. I kind of like Golem. I think it's a weird bridge. Bridge? What the fuck is that? That's not a word. Golem, I think, is a bit better. Does it make it pretty solid? No, I think it. I think it goes with its brothers in Gen 1 straight evolutions. And then I think Golem Alola is like slightly better. I feel like the same way about every single one of these. Like, I do think the facial hair is a slight improvement. But very slight. Alright, Ponyta. Ponyta's cute. It's pretty plain, but it's pretty cute. Gay Ponyta is a solid 7.8 out of 10, I think. I think it beats Charizard. And also beats Mega Blastoise, yeah. I do not like My Little Pony. Rapidash is Big Ponyta. Galarian Rapidash, I do think is worse than did I oversell Gay Ponyta, honestly? I think I did. I think it goes down here. I'm sorry, gang. I think it is an improvement over normal Ponyta. I do think it belongs in this tier, but I do not think it's that significant of an improvement. Alright. Slowbro. We're not there yet. Slowpoke. Slowpoke is cute. Slowpoke is cute. Does he make it in 7.8 out of 10? I think he does. I think he's over here. He's just a fucking guy. Who let him back in? No, I just moved him. What the fuck? It's the same fucking Pokemon again. What happened? Why did they make two of them? Galarian Slowpoke seems like shit. What are you doing here? Anyway, Slowbro is also great. This Pokemon is mostly good to me because of Draft. But I do think Draft has catapulted Slowbro to the top for me. It's all like ordinarily I think I would have put Slowpoke like probably like here-ish, like around normal Slowpoke. But Slowbro, I think because of Draft and being the best fucking slow pivot god ever created, gets to be up there. I love this thing. Mega Slowbro is also great. I think it's just kind of silly. It's not quite as good as its other forms, but I think Mega Slowbro on the whole is funny. He balanced. Glowbro is not a meme tier. This is I promise. I don't think I like Glowbro as much as normal Slowbro. I do like Glowbro though, but I think it only kind of makes it into pretty solid. About here, I want to say. I think it's really fucking funny, but it's not that interesting. I think it's pretty solid. Magnemity! Magnemity's a good boy. I don't think he skips pretty solid, but like, he's very solid. Yeah, you know what? No. Magnemite gets to be 7.8 out of 10. And oh my god! 3 Magnemites That's like 3 times as good. I like these two about the same amount. But I don't like any of them hugely. I think they're just cool little magnet boys. I think they work in that regard. You know what? Actually, no, I'm moving them above the gay ponies. I think they do clear gay ponies. But like, they're still just pretty good. They're funny magnet boys. Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd is hard to rank. I think, no, actually, no, I'm gonna be honest. I have to speak the truth. I have to speak my truth. I feel nothing. I feel nothing with Farfetch'd. And Galarian Farfetch'd gives me mild disdain. These Pokemon do nothing for me. Asterisk. We will get to the asterisk later. If we get to it today. I don't know if we're going to finish this tier list in one day. But we will be talking about Sirfetch'd at some point. And when we do, it's not going and I feel nothing, I tell you that much. Oh, hey, look, it's the best Gen 1 bird Pokemon. I think Doduo is pretty solid. I think it is actually between Jigs and Wigs. No, it's above Big Pain. I think Doduo's kind of just exists, but I think the way that it just exists is pretty solid. I think it is way more of like a, I like looking at this mon, I think it's neat, than the other Gen 1 birds. And that puts it pretty solid for me. I don't know. Dodrio, I think, is like a cooler version of like Doduo. I think Dodrio actually makes it probably all the way up here. Yeah, it doesn't. I'm looking for Glabro. Gonna move Glabro up one. I think Dodrio is a cool guy. I think Doduo is just kind of there. Dodrio kind of just makes the concept work a lot better, of being like more than just the concept. He's got like 6 things going on. He's clearly iterative, 3 heads, cool guy. This is a Pokemon that does exist, and I think it's cute. But I do feel nothing about it. Apologies to my friend Tom. I have to speak truth. The same is true of Dugong, but slightly better. I don't dislike this Pokemon at all, actually. I think their designs are pretty nice, but they really are nothing. Speaking of nothing Pokemon... Wow, a pile of sludge? I feel less about this than Ekans. And they made 2 of them? They made 3 of them? And they made a good one. Alolan Muck's pretty nice. I kind of like this one. I think Alolan Muck gets to be in pretty solid. I think the way they gave it like the rocks and the new typing does a lot for making Muck a Pokemon that I think about for more than 1 second every year. Like, I think, like, when I look at a fucking draft board, like, I see Alolan Muck and I go, ah, yeah, he's that guy! Alolan Muck! And when I see normal Muck, I go, oh, it's normal Muck. Okay, no, Alolan Grimer is just better, but it is just green Grimer, which is not that significant of an improvement. Whereas Alolan Muck has, like, the rocky thing going on, he's got a whole different color scheme. I think that elevates him to pretty solid. I don't think he can transcend pretty solid, but I think he makes it up to, like, about here, I want to say. I think Alolan Muck is pretty cool. We don't acknowledge this is not a Little Cup household, I'm sorry. Shelder is cute. I like Shelder. I look at Shelder and I smile, and that gets him to at least, like, here, I think. I don't have a good reason, he's just cute. Cloister? I think Cloister is a fun mon, like, mechanically. I don't love the design, but it's pretty alright. I think he gets to go, like, probably above the horses. And above Dodrio. Not above Megapidge. Ghastly line. I like Ghastly. Ghastly's pretty cool. They do have the 5 S's. I think Ghastly kind of just is a ball of gas. I don't feel a lot about it, but I do like it. So I think it gets to go above, like, Megazam. Haunter, I think, is better. I think it gets to go probably around... We'll go here. And Gengar is a guy. Gengar goes up. Gengar has stonks. No. Gengar's here. Yeah, I like Gengar. I am definitely biased because Gengar's like one of my sister's favorite Pokemon. But like, I think Gengar deserves the hype. He's a fucking gremlin. Yes, you can call it my Mr. Dungeon bias too. Mega Gengar is, well, it has Shadow Tag, which has got what got Dugtrio sent to the Shadow Realm. How do I feel about Mega Gengar? I like him. I like him pretty well. A lot of this is the fact that I've never had to fucking play against Mega Gengar, unlike Dugtrio. And I think Mega Gengar is pretty rad in terms of design and just being Gengar but more. I certainly think for the other Gengar super form, they did not accomplish this, and I want to kill it. Yeah, I don't know much about Pokemon, but Mega Gengar in it is probably really rad, for sure. Onix. I think Onix escapes I Feel Nothing narrowly. Tentacruel deserves a little more love. I think Tentacruel can go up to past the Meowths. And then Onix can go up past Zubat. I think Rock Snake is a cool concept. Okay, moving on. Yeah, no Gmaxes on this list because I do not respect Gmaxes as individuals. Oh yeah, no, Mega Gengar is 100% an atrocity for game balance. Drowsy? I Feel Nothing. About this much nothing. I think, for me, Drowsy narrowly dodges the implication. Hypno does not. I don't think I have to explain why Hypno is a wretched creature. But if you haven't played Fire Red and Leaf Green, don't go to 3 Island, worst mistake of my life. Oh, so that's fucking rad, actually. What the fuck? Why would... That makes, like, no sense for the design. But, I mean, I imagine they make it animate in a way that works. That's so cool. Alright, editor, put on the Crabrave. Hold on, wait, I have to, wait, hold on, I gotta, wait, chat, wait, I have to do my bit. I have to do my bit. I have to do the funny. Wait, I gotta do the funny. Chat, wait. No, we're just gonna fucking skip to it. I might get copyright struck for this. Alright, that's enough of that. Okay. Crabrave is over. The crabs go in meme tier. I would feel nothing for them. if not for the fact that they were memes. They do not escape. I do think we should rank within meme tier. I think we should. I think Kingler is the best here. I think Kingler and Krabby are both fine. I think that would be fair for what these Pokemon are, which is just a fucking crab. But let's be real. They're a funny meme. Okay. Water break. Cool. Okay. Voltorb and Electrode. These Pokemon, I think the way I'm gonna rank these is gonna be a bit weird. So you have to bear with me. But I think I can explain myself. Regular Voltorb gets to go here. No, here. Not down here. Hisui Voltorb is in mild disdain. Electrode is in mild disdain. Hisui Electrode is actually here. Explanation time. The idea of a Mimic Pokemon, like in classic RPGs, Mimic, I think Voltorb works really well. Electrode feels weird because it doesn't fulfill its primary fucking purpose as a Mimic. It just doesn't look like an item ball in the overworld. I don't know why it would evolve into that. That doesn't make any sense. Hisui Voltorb is like, what? Why are you here? Hisui Electrode? No, actually, Hisui Electrode, I think. I lied. I like this Pokemon more because of, like, competitive, because it's fun and fast, but, like, no. No. I only slightly have mild disdain for this thing. We have Crabominable hate in chat, and spoilers, I'm gonna agree with you all. Execute. I don't like Execute. I think it's weird. I don't like it. Exeggutor is a guy, though. Look at this fucking guy. What's he doing? And then Big Eggy, I think very slightly more than normal Eggy. Because Exeggutor is just a fucking stupid piece of shit. And then Exeggutor Alola is an even dumber piece of shit. And I think that's great. Cubone is sad. Unfortunately, I'm an apathetic bitch, so I feel nothing. I think I'm gonna put it here. I don't know. Cubone's kind of tragic. But I don't know, I don't feel much for it. Marowak I like a bit more, but not like that much more. And then Alolan Marowak, I do think escapes I feel nothing. Because you know what? I do feel a little something. I think it got a fair bit of personality from what's it called? Yahweh's Trial in Sun and Moon. I think that gave it a lot more life. But in general, it's still a fucking Marowak. It's there. Hitmonlee. I do think I feel something for Hitmonlee. That's a lie. If I have to say I feel something for it, I don't. And then Hitmonchan... I think the problem with Hitmonchan is I like his design a bit more than... Actually, no, sorry, I forgot. No, that's a lie. I am... I remember the springy legs. The springy legs elevate this thing a lot. I love the springy legs. And then Hitmonchan is kind of there. But not so there that I feel nothing, but like... Nah, I feel nothing. Oh look, it's our third wretched creature. I don't need to explain this one. Coughing. I think Coughing is a Pokemon, and I'm tempted to put it on mild disdain because of, certain things related to its name and jokes about it. But in the sake of fairness to Coughing, I think even disregarding that, it is utterly mediocre. Weezing's fun though. I like Weezing. I think Weezing gets to make out of I Feel Nothing. I think Weezing's pretty alright. I think it's right about here. I don't care about it that much, but yeah, it's got a pretty cool thing going on. Like mutated smoke thing. Cool. Weezing is British. No. Okay, bits aside, I don't actually dislike Weezing. I think Weezing's alright. I think it's pretty funny. I think it's not meme tier funny because this is a thing that they put in the game and it's funny because of like intentional game design. I just still don't like it that much. I think it goes about here. But yeah, British, so L. Rhyhorn is a Pokemon that exists. Rhydon is also a Pokemon that exists. Chansey. Does anyone in chat have thoughts on Chansey? Anyone at all? Does anyone want to express certain sentiments about Chansey? Anyone have any vitriol for Chansey? I feel bad. Because for me, Chansey's like the Pokemon Centermon. And for me, that gives it a lot of life as like this cute little, you know, aid mon. But competitively, it's a blight on existence, so it goes in mild disdain. Terry! I don't know if Terry escapes meme tier, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I think a lot of the reason I like Tangela is because of the bit. But at the same time, he is a cool guy. So I think I have to give it to him. He's just a fucking ball of noodles. What the fuck even is Tangela? I think he's sick. Kangaskhan is a Pokemon I continually forget exists, but I think it is still to this day a Pokemon that exists in like the only is it the only marsupial Pokemon? I can be totally wrong on that, but it feels like it is. And for that, I think I have to give it some credit, right? Like, it's pretty alright. And Mega Kanga's fucking rad. Like, I know this thing's a blight on competitive's existence, but like, just conceptually, like, the baby comes out and helps. Yeah, of course it fucking does. That's perfect. Alright, Horsey. Oh god, it is gradually more and more dawning on me how many Pokemon we still have left. Oh boy. We're not getting through this tonight, boys. We're not getting through this tonight. Alright, Horsey. Horsey exists. Seadra. I think Seadra's worse, actually. Oh boy. Goldeen. I'm not attracted to men, so I cannot comment on this. Seaking is like the... No, okay. Staryu. Goes here. And Starmie is just Staryu, but slightly better. Okay, cool. Another wretched creature. And look! They made an Ice-type one. They can be friends together. Mojo, I think you might need to take a look in the mirror after that one. I gotta... I don't know if you aren't attracted to men after all. Hold on. I realized I forgot to shill my funny, my stream in one of the channels I do, so... Let me just, Alright. Scyther is rad. Scyther's fucking rad. Scyther's cool as shit. Fuck yeah. It's fucking Scyther, dude. Look, I'm not attracted to men, but I will say, if you look in the mirror and see Brian David Gilbert, you're on a pretty good track. Alright, so, I'm adding a new tier. Is it still like 2 minutes? It shouldn't be. Oh shit. It should be, like, up to date. Because it's showing on my end the stream is not translated. Is it that I'm only receiving your messages 2 messages after you send them? Or is it that they're, like, showing up on the stream late? Ah, shit. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Ah! Ah! Okay, 20 seconds. Okay, that's not awful for latency. Cameron. Alright. So, for Jinx, I think we need to consult the Michael Rosen scale. So as we can see here, Michael Rosen scale goes from 1 to 10. And I think Jinx is a 0 out of 10. So I think, oh, no, you should not be above that. Hi, Jinx. How are you doing? I thought of this bit solely for Jinx. I don't know if there will be any other Pokemon that make it into Keel Over and die. If there are, well, I'm sorry you have to be there with Jinx. Electabuzz is a Pokemon that I kind of feel nothing for, but like, not that much nothing. I have mild disdain for Magmar, though. Magmar is a Pokemon I do not care for. Pinsir, I think, is a Pokemon I feel nothing for. No, actually, Pinsir's pretty solid. I lied. Pinsir can make it into pretty solid. About here. Mega Pinsir, though. Chat. What the fuck are you talking about? No, Electivire is not it. Okay, well, look, spoiler, no. But Mega Pinsir's rad as hell. Mega Pinsir's like, honestly, here, I think this thing is sick as fuck for a Mega. Tauros is a Mon. I think about Tauros. They made another Tauros. It's slightly better. Actually, no. I think the monochrome palette actually makes it a little worse. But don't worry, because they made 2 more Tauros that are just slightly better than the original. I don't know what they were cooking with these ones. They're fine. Magikarp, I think I feel nothing for. Aqua and Blaze Breed are cool in concept, but I think they really needed some more, like, clear visual distinction. Yeah, more of their respective color in the design, exactly. Like, also, combat form should not exist. No, fuck this. This thing sucks. I feel nothing for Carp, because it is just the Pokemon that prevents me from getting access to the good Pokemon early. And Gyarados is sick. I think Gyarados goes here. I think Gyarados is raw as fuck. We have not had a base department inclusion since Oddish. That's tragic. I think, in light of that, I think we are going to move up a few Pokemon to the base department. I think we're going to move in Ninetales. I think I'm going to move in Charmander, Arcanine, Gengar, and I think Scyther deserves to be moved up. I think just to even out these tiers. And then we're going to move up Victory Bell and these Megas to 7.8 out of 10, just to even things out a bit. I feel nothing is really just the fucking... the tier where I put Pokemon I've forgotten about. I might split this eventually, but for now I think it's gonna, like... What is there a tier for, like, I'm gonna call it, I feel slightly more nothing? Like, no. Mega Gyarados, I actually don't like. I think it kind of sucks. I think it's worse than the original. Do I have mild disdain for Mega Gyarados? No, I wouldn't go that far. But I do feel nothing for it. Mojo, I'm not a part of St. Andrews anymore. I need you to understand this. I have no attachment to that Electabuzz. Lapras is pretty cool. Lapras is pretty solid. Ditto. Ditto's alright. Eevee's cute. Look. Okay, chat. I know. I know that it's, like, kind of cliche. But, like... Eevee is great. Eevee deserves it. Eevee has earned that. The rat's too high. The rat goes down. The rat continues being the gatekeeper. Vaporeon is, you know, in terms of... It's pretty good. I like it a lot. Jolteon, I also like a lot. I don't quite like as much as a lot of the other evolutions, but I do still like it. I think it's pretty good. No, like, the meme tier is a Pokemon that I only liked because of memes. Vaporeon's just always been a good design. It's always been good. It's only that people, like, some weird fucks are like, I like this Pokemon for, reasons that I cannot say on the internet. Like, no, Vaporeon's just a good design. Flareon is cute. It's honestly the Pokemon that's just Eevee but more. But I think that works for it. Porygon. Porygon, more like Porygon to, good tiers. I don't love it. I think it's probably about here. Okay, two very different responses. Send Flareon to the pit. Flareon is the bestest friend. Who do I believe? No, Flareon's good. Porygon is a cool Pokemon. I like it. I don't have much else to say about it. Like, it's not the best Pokemon ever, but it is a good design. I like it. Ammonite is a little cutie. I think Ammonite does transcend meme tier for me, but not by much. Cause it's just a cute guy. I think it's a little below Charmeleon. Right about here. Omastar I think is a cool guy. I like it a little less, but I still do like it. Yeah, Porygon's just a cool guy. It is not the best mon ever. No, not even close. We're not gonna get to the best mon ever for a long while. Oh, but we are gonna get to some funny business in a while. But yeah, you know what? Just for you, Sans. Just for you. It moved up 2 places. Are you happy? Kabuto. Kabuto's a cutie. I think I feel a little less good about Kabuto than I do, Ammonite. Kabutops, however, I think Kabutops is rad as fuck, actually. I think Kabutops... Honestly, like... Here, I think Kabutops is a sick design, actually. I think sword arms are just a good design. Okay, they've never gone wrong. They never miss with sword arms. Aerodactyl is a Pteranodon. It's pretty cool. I like him. Mega Aerodactyl is... I don't feel much of anything, I'm gonna be honest. It might... I think it's the very bottom of pretty solid, honestly. Because, like, it is Aerodactyl, but the more that it adds is just so nothing. I don't care about this Pokemon, but it is still Aerodactyl, which gives it some credit. Oh yeah, Snorlax. You're going to base department. I love... How can you hate Snorlax? Like, come on. Oh, Kabutops should totally have... it honestly really wants to run Swift Swim more of the time than Sharpness, but, like, Aqua Cutter plus Sharpness makes so much sense for it. And also, Stone Axe. Snorlax is such a good friend. I love him. What a good boy. Articuno. Articuno's pretty good. I don't think it's great, but I do think it is pretty solid. I think it exists as a cool ice bird with some gravitas. Galarian Articuno, on the other hand... I do not like Galarian Articuno. I think it looks stupid. Zapdos is... Zapdos is... good. I like Zapdos. I think Zapdos is... I think the angular design really works for Zapdos as a lightning bird. I think it sets itself apart from the other legendary birds in a way. Like, of the Gen 1 legendary birds, it's the only one that feels unique in a sense. It's not just a bird but slightly icy, or a bird but someone set it on fire. Zapdos is, like, feels like a lightning bird in a way that's unique from, like, a Quetzalcoatl kind of deal. Quetzalcoatl that is in the FF8 summit, not Quetzalcoatl as in the creature who is not a bird. But yeah, I think Zapdos is rad. Galarian Zapdos. It's about here. I think Galarian Zapdos is just a weird way to make Zapdos a regional form. Because, like, Zapdos' angularity does work well in theory for a, like, land-based Pokemon. But it feels really wrong to be a Zapdos form. Like, it just kind of is a bipedal bird. And we've had a better bipedal bird since Gen 1 with Dodrio. Gyarados just doesn't feel good to me. I don't know. And I don't like it. I don't respect it. Moltres is just a chicken on fire, and I think that does do enough for it to put it above, like, Kangaskhan. But that's about it. Finally, a good Galarian form! Let's fucking go! Is this enough Porygon? No. I don't think it is. I think going from Moltres, which is just, like, has been compared to a fucking, like, one of those, like, screaming chickens that just got set on fire, going to this very downright evil-looking cherry red flames, black body, evil dark fire flying type bird is such a good way to do the regional forms that every single other Galarian, okay, there's only two of them, but both of the other Galarian birds just feel so much worse because this exists, and it's such a good iteration on what made Moltres cool in theory, and takes it to being a cool in practice, and makes it fit really neat with the new typing. I think Moltres is sick. It is the only sick Galar bird. Dratini! I like Dratini, it's cute. About here. Dragonair. About here. Dragonite. About here. I think the entire Dratini line is all pretty solid. I don't have any super strong feelings of attachment toward any of them. But I also like them all a bit. You know, they're all pretty good. As we approach the end of Gen 1, Mewtwo. I think Mewtwo's good. I think Mewtwo as, like, a kind of apex Pokemon in the original games, locked away in Cerulean Cave, it really gives off the impression that this is a life form you're not supposed to have. Right? And I think Mewtwo really fills that. Mega Mewtwo X, fills me with mild disdain. What the fucker is going on with its feet? What is happening? Mega Mewtwo Y, though, is also sick. It's like, what if we push this thing even further beyond, but using friendship instead of bad science, and it looks actually like it would be a cooler version of Mewtwo. Cool. Mew! Mew's great. I'm glad that my enunciation is properly emoting and coming through on the stream. Alright. And in 1 hour and 40 minutes of stream time, we have officially finished Generation 1. So I'm gonna leave it to chat now. I'm gonna zoom out of the page so you can see everything. And I'm gonna give chat, like, a few minutes while I go grab a drink and a snack to protest any rankings here that you don't like. If there is a Pokemon in these rankings that you think deserves to be higher or lower, you can make your case for it. These lists is my opinion, and so my opinion is going to be what's represented on the list. But if you think you can sway my opinion with something, then I encourage you to try. But that said, I'm gonna go grab a drink of water, and I'll be back. And if you got nothing for me when I'm back, then I guess all my opinions are objectively correct. Alright. So... what do we got? Alolan Sandslash. So here's the thing about Alolan Sandslash's typing, right? Where's the steel? Don't tell me that's the steel. Because that guy has basically the same thing. And that's not steel. Typing's not that sick. Ice Steel is just kind of fine. And Slush Push is an ability that is good, but also Ace Sandslash has disappointed me way more times than it has been cool. And then Rhyhorn. Where did I put Rhyhorn? I think I agree. Rhyhorn is a cute little guy that Sucnetas, but I'm going to defend its ranking on the fact that Rhyhorn ride sections in that same game are the worst shit, as someone mentioned earlier. So, perfectly balanced. So seeing as all my rankings are perfectly objective and correct, let's move on to Gen 2. Oh, Chikorita. A starter damned by existence. Those are claws, not sword fingers. Chikorita's adorable. I think I'm gonna move it up here. It's just such a nothing Pokemon. Bayleaf is cool. But it's also a nothing Pokemon. Meganium's cool. But it's just such a nothing Pokemon. Cyndaquil is a cutie. Cyndaquil mixed up here, I think. Quilava, I don't like quite as much, but I still do like it. Around here. And Typhlosion is pretty rad, but not that rad. And finally... no, I think part of Meganium's failing is... and there's a lot of reasons why Meganium fails, right? I think it is very much has very little going on. But it is also a Pokemon that is the second grass dinosaur starter in 2 consecutive generations. And unlike the first one, it has no secondary typing to set it apart mechanically. And no defining major features aside from being a Brontosaur to set it apart visually. So it just kind of ends up falling into a category of, it's kind of cute, but that's about it. His Typhlosion is pretty great. I think it's a cool guy. I don't love his face, but the flames are rad as fuck. And the vibe is good. I do not care for Totodile. I feel nothing when I look at this Pokemon, and for a starter, that's a grave crime. Croconaw is a Flintstone, and I think that's very funny, but not enough to make me feel something. And I don't like Feraligatr, either. I think Feraligatr's not good. Citra's pretty alright. I think the sprite here is doing it no service. It's on its tail, it's way cuter. I think that cuteness puts it above. It clears Gyarados. And Fur, it's so cute. Like, yes, it's... no, what? I have to be honest with myself. It is meme tier. I think if it weren't for meme tier, I think Fur would just be a cute thing that I wouldn't think about twice. But Fur is very funny. Good luck in your draft game. Alright, Hoot Hoot. I feel nothing. Noctowl. I feel nothing. Lediaba. I quite like actually, but I feel nothing. Like it's just a ladybug. Ledian, I think is theoretically really cool. It's a shame that it's like that. Spinarak. Ariados. They're just generic spiders. What do I say about these things? Crobat! I think Crobat's pretty cool. Yeah, Zubat's down here. No, Crobat fucking soars above it. I think Crobat's all the way below Cloyster. Crobat's a sick design. Really fun way of kind of bringing the Zubat line around in a way that feels coherent. Chinchu's cute. I like Chinchu. Clears Moltres. Lantern, I don't like quite as much as Chinchu, but I still do like it well enough. I think it gets to be around here. It clears Gyarados. Pichu is cute. This is like one of the few baby Pokemon that I respect. I think Pichu's legitimately a cute guy. I think he can go around here. Cleffa, on the other hand, has no reason to exist. It doesn't actively aggravate me, but I feel nothing. Igglybuff fills me with mild disdain. Why do you exist? Togepi's cute. Another baby Pokemon done pretty right, by my books. I think Togetic looks really weird, though. I don't like it. I think this is a mild disdain, guys. I gotta be true. We know why this is here, right? Like we don't have to discuss this one. We understand. We comprehend. Like I don't have to explain this one, right? Okay, moving on. I like Xatu. Xatu's pretty cool. I do not think it clears Gyarados, actually. I think it's about here. A lot of it is PMD bias. I think Xatu's basic design conceit's pretty cool, though. Mareep is cute. I like Mareep. Mareep's great. I think Mareep ends up about here. I think Flappy's a little bit of downgrade, I want to say. I want to say Flaffy ends up about here. I'm running out of things to say. Oh, God. Alright, Ampharos. I like Ampharos a lot. I think Ampharos is actually 7 out of 10. I think it makes it... I hate that this has become, like, hard to get into now, given things. I think it does not surpass the Ultimate Life Form, but it's pretty good. Mega Ampharos is really fun, though. I think this Pokemon is sick. I think Mega Ampharos is in the base department, even. I think this Pokemon's rad as fuck. I've never touched Pokemon Sleep, I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea what it does there. Blossom? Certain parties will not want you knowing this. But Blossom is pretty solid. What? No, I'm sorry. What the fuck are you talking about, actually? Mega Ampharos is rad as hell. Okay, hold on. We're gonna put Blossom here, because this is where it belongs, right? Like, it's like... I think it's actually... No, it's Parasect. And Duo. But not these two. Like, okay. In what world is giving Ampharos a sick-ass main, a dragon typing, and a special attack set that's actually... They're just... What the fuck do you mean they're just not cool? It's so cool. Dude. He's fucking regal. I don't know what you're on about. Mega Ampharos is rad. No, the design is sick. I'm sorry, the design is sick. Meryl's pretty cute. I don't think about it much, but it's pretty cute. Azumarill, I think, is strictly worse than Meryl design-wise. But it being competitively fun, I think, gives it a bit of an edge. Sudowoodo is a mon that I never think about. I think it's conceptually pretty neat. Anyways. Politoed is just a frog. I'm sorry. You're worse than Poliwag. It doesn't feel like it fits in this evolution line. That's part of the problem for me. Like, aside from the, like, tiny little swirl on its belly, it feels so wrong to be here. Hoppip is really cute. That's such a nothing Pokemon. I think cuteness alone does get it pretty far, though. I think it gets it about, like, I don't know, this far? About that far. Skiploom I don't like quite as much. I think Skiploom is definitely an I feel nothing kind of Pokemon. Probably like here. Jumpluff I do like more though. I think Jumpluff gets to be in pretty solid. Yeah, it's just the rain setter that's not as good as Pelipper. Like, come on. Jumpluff's up here, I want to say. I like Jumpluff. Apum's adorable. Look at this guy. He's gonna destroy your entire fucking Little Cup team. He's gonna go grab some fruit off of Eggy. Sunkern. I look at this Pokemon and I feel disdain. Unlike with a lot of the other Pokemon of this tier, I can't put words to why I feel such disdain for Sunkern. I just do. I do not like looking at this thing. Sunflower is a little better, but it's not great. I feel nothing. Yanma. I like Yanma. Yanma's cool. It's the audacity. You're so right. What the fuck is Blood doing? Yanma's cool, act. No, I do think Yanma breaks in here. I think Yanma's actually pretty rad. It's just the only bug flying to make me feel like, yeah, that is a pretty cool bug and flying type. Look at him go. Look at him speed boost up. Do I have to say anything else? Do I need to explain myself for Wooper? I don't think I do. We're gonna move on. Hooper is not as good as Wooper. But that doesn't mean much. I love these guys. Look at them. They're so adorable. I love them. Quagsire is not quite as good, but it is still good. Quagsire does definitely make it into 7.8. I don't think it makes it into base department, but I think it gets to go, like, probably here-ish with his derpy little brother Slowbro, who doesn't quite clear for me. I think Slowbro is a better little derpy guy, but I do think Quagsire is good. Oh my god, I've gotten so many Discord pings. And not for people who are mad at me, surprisingly. I love Espeon. Espeon is sick. Espeon is so cool. Espeon's based. I think like the way the gem gives it the third eye, the way it's like designed is based on the circuit. Like the fucking little ear things. Oh, it's such a sleek design. And I think Umbreon is similarly really good. I don't think it's quite as good as Espeon. I don't know if it makes it to base department, but Umbreon is really good. I think Umbreon's probably right around here. No. Charizard's too high. I'm realizing. But I'm not going back now. I'm not reorganizing the tier list. Yeah, Umbreon's right around here. I think Umbreon's pretty great. Murkrow's got some Gabagool in him, you know? He's pretty good. Gabagool gets you above Aerodactyl. Slowking, I think, is worse than Slowbro. I do think that. I still think that's the wrong Pokemon. Oops. Get back in mild disdain. I think Slowking is about here. I do like Slowking. I think he's a cool guy that makes bad puns, but I think in general Slowbro was the better design. It just stands out better as the Slowpoke evolution. Galarian Slowking, though, is definitely better than Galarian Slowbro. Because Galarian Slowbro just is packing heat, and this guy is fucking an evil mastermind, and I think that's pretty rad. I think Glowbro gets to be about here. Yeah, I think that's about where Glowbro goes. I am moving Charizard, I lied. I look more, the more and more I look at this list, I think Charizard does not deserve to be quite this high. You can go down a peg, Charizard. I kept putting Pokemon Bullet I'm like, nope. This does not fit. Mischievous is very cute. I like Mischievous. I don't like it a ton. I like it well enough. I think it's pretty good. Mischievous can go above Charizard, I think. I like Missy. What the fuck is an unknown? Like, let's be real here. What the fuck is this thing? Why do you exist? No. Wobbuffet is kind of funny, but it is a Shadow Tagmon. So it ends up in mild disdain, which is a gracious fate for an Arena Trapmon. Drafrag's pretty cool. I think Drafrag is kind of a nothing Pokemon that could really use some iteration. I sure hope it gets some in a later generation. Right about does it go? About here, I think. That's about right. I don't think about Pineco ever. What the fuck is this Pokemon? Yeah, you go here. What even are you? Fortress, I think, is a bit better. I think Fortress, I still goes in I Feel Nothing, but significantly higher. At the very least, it does something in Draft, and that's cool. Dunsparce! Dunsparce is meme tier. I do not think I would like this Pokemon at all if it wasn't memed to hell and back, but I do think because of that it is a Pokemon I quite enjoy. It's very funny. Gligar's pretty cool. Gligar gets to make it to 7.8, I think. I think Gligar's about here. Dunsparce is based, but I have to admit that the reason it's based is because of the meme surrounding it, and not because I like it for it being based in itself. Steelix is just, like, Onix again. Sure. Mega Steelix is just Steelix, but a little more. It can clear Togepi as a treat. I do not like Snubbull. I think Snubbull is a wretched creature. This might be because I'm not a big fan of Bulldogs in real life, but I do not like Snubbull. Granbull, I think, at the very least, gets to elevate itself into feeling nothing. But, like, God. Guys, look, it's a gracious gift of convenience. The only reason I felt things about this Pokemon was because of Nuzlocke. Because it's good and like Nuzlocke because it has a good Intimidate and a good typing. Aside from that, I feel nothing. It's Goth Quillfish. It's the same creature. Scizor was cool. Do I like Scizor more or less than Scyther? I think I like it slightly more, but about the same. And Mega Scizor, I like slightly less, just because I think the clamps don't do it super good service. I think they feel a bit out of place. But other than that, I think the design is pretty cool. I can't be fucking with Shuckle. But also, it is a meme pick. I do think I like Shuckle enough on its own merits, but I think it is a meme Pokemon. I have to acknowledge that's part of the reason I like it. I have to be honest with myself here. Heracross! It's pretty cool. I like Heracross. Heracross gets to be around here. I don't love Heracross. I'm not a huge bug person, but I think Heracross is pretty good. Mega Heracross I don't care for nearly as much. I think Mega Heracross is an I feel nothing kind of Pokemon. About here, I think. I just look at it and it feels like wrong. It feels off-putting to me in terms of proportions. Sneasel's a little fruit. Honorific. I think Sneasel's pretty cool. I think it's kind of a nothing mon, but it does enough in terms of, like, being a nothing mon that it gets to stay. Sneasel Hisui, I do not care for. It's like, it's just a worse version of Sneasel. It kind of is nothing. Teddiurus is fucking adorable. I'm gonna say it. Protect this bean. It's great. Ursaring, not so much. Ursaring's kind of taken an L, boys, I'm gonna be honest. It's just kind of a bear. With a ring. Ursa ring. Holy shit. Hey chat. Hey chat, can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me what this Pokemon's name is? I forgot. Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me? No clue? Well, I guess I have to rank it without saying its name. If I forgot its name, I must feel nothing about it, so... Macargo! Macargo's Lava Snail! I think that's pretty cool. I think that elevates it into pretty solid at the very least. I think that puts it, honestly, probably about... here. It's pretty good. I think Lava Snail's a sick design concept. I think that had like a its pre-evolution, whose name I don't know, I think, is decent as like a lava slug into a snail, but like, I think the snail's a lot better. This fight-up's cute, but like, I don't feel anything. Probably goes around like here. Piloswine is worse. Why do you exist? Corsola's cute. Why do you exist? Corsola is rad, actually. Cool design concept on this thing. I don't think it's super great, but like, hey, it's a pretty cool ghost type. I like the concept. I do not like Remoraid. And I like Octillery even less. And I don't like Delibird either. I'm too harsh on Delibird here. I think it's probably more like here-ish, just because it's just kind of a Christmas bird. And I don't celebrate Christmas. But it's fine, it's inoffensive. Mantine's nice. I feel nothing. Skarmory is cool. What a fuck, no, no, I gotta go higher with Skarm. Skarm is sick. Skarm is so cool. Like, just the idea of a metal bird is cool, but the way they like made it so jagged and like blade wings, yeah. Yeah, there's a certain other steel bird that I feel less affectionate towards, who we'll get to next stream. Skarm is so cool. I love Skarm. Houndour. Houndour's alright. I think he escapes I feel nothing. I feel a little something towards him. Houndoom's pretty cool, actually. I think Houndoom's got like a Hellhound aesthetic going on. He's doing alright for himself. I think he gets all the way up here, actually. Mega Houndoom is even cooler. I think Houndoom was a Pokemon that really needed like a boost, a leg up, and Mega Houndoom gave it like a much more regal-looking posture, and it also gave it a much needed statistical boost to make it feel like an actual Pokemon. Like, I know like in terms of like competitive viability, Mega Houndoom is still not that good, but like it feels like a real Pokemon as opposed to whatever the fuck Houndoom was. Kingdra's pretty cool. Like, Horsea and Seadra kind of feel like non-Pokemon to me. But Kingdra's pretty cool. About this cool, I would say. Vampy's very cute. But that's about it. And then Donphan, it's fine, I guess. I don't know. I feel nothing. Porygon 2! So I put Porygon, like, here, right? Like, Polygon Pokemon, pretty cool. But I think Porygon 2 is, like, definitely better. It's a cool way of iterating on the concept of Polygon Duck to make it much like a smooth, user-friendly design. It's like, kind of like, it makes sense as a natural progression of the Pokemon. And Pori 2 is just cool. I like Pori 2. Midtusk is a nice chap. Sure. I believe you. Stantler. I feel nothing. Smeargle. I have very mixed feelings on Smeargle that firmly cement it in I feel nothing. Tyrogue is a wretched creature, but Hitmontop is definitely not. What a cool guy Hitmontop is. He's so cool. I love Hitmontop. He has a fun little dance. He spins on his head. What more could you want? The only thing worse than Jinx is Baby Jinx. Elekid's alright. Elekid's fine. Like, Electabuzz kind of needed a pre-evo. I think it's fine. About here. Magby fills me with mild disdain. And actually, no, it's a wretched creature. Miltank is a mild disdain Pokemon. It's fine, but eh. So, you know how I said that Blissey gets to be the Pokemon Center Pokemon? That's what saves it from being a wretched creature? Blissey does not have that niche. We're almost done with Gen 2, actually. God damn. I'm surprised we managed to get through so quickly. Raikou. I think Raikou's sick. I think Raikou's probably about... here. Yeah. I think Raikou really feels like a Pokemon that is a legendary lightning hound with its, like, rippling cape, its fangs, its overall lightning-esque design. It feels very evocative in a way that the Gen 1 legendary birds didn't really for their element. Entei's not quite as good, but still does feel very regal and does like feel like a good legendary. I think for that, it gets to be around here. And then Suicune is also great. Not quite at Raikou levels, but I think it does get to be about... probably here. Suicune feels very cool. Larvitar! It sure is a Pokemon I think about ever. Pupitar is a Chrysalis. It goes in the Chrysalis corner. But T-Tar is a cool kaiju. If you don't like T-Tar, like, what's going on? Do you need to talk about it? It's so cool. Mega Tyranitar, though, actually goes so far as to fill me with mild disdain. It feels like it shouldn't exist. Speaking of weird things, Lugia's wings, like, having fingers, feels so wrong. Not enough to fill me with disdain, but, like, definitely, like, I feel nothing-esque. It does not feel like it should be the pinnacle of the legendary birds. Ho-Oh feels like it should be the pinnacle of something. But functionally it's not as cool. But, like, visually, it's a pretty rad Pokemon. I think for that it gets to be around here. Finally, we have Celebi. PMD bias. I admit it. But Celebi makes it to 7 out of 10. I think this mon's pretty rad. Kind of fucking breezed through Gen 2. I guess it's just a lot of Gen 2 Pokemon that I feel nothing for. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Oh, gee. Well, we're about a quarter of the way done. If that's any consolation. Alright, I'm gonna take like 5 minutes again, because I'm getting tired of talking, and this is a lot of talking. So, yeah, be back in 5. Okay. I think we are going to stay at 75% zoom now. As we enter Generation 3. I'm going to have to rest my voice, relatively speaking. Because my throat is starting to hurt a little. But it's fine. We press on. Trico. I like Trico. I think Trico is a good design. I think Trico makes it about here. Grovyle. Call it what it is. It's Pokemon Mystery Dungeon bias. But I think Grovyle's pretty great. I think it's a great starter. One of the best middle stage starters. Actually, it's better than Ivysaur. It's better than Raichu. It's not better than Raikou. Sceptile falls a bit flat, unfortunately, in comparison. I think it probably goes around here. Mega Sceptile's Christmas Tree Tail is pretty cool, but I generally think it's a bit worse than the non-Mega. It goes around here. I like Torchic. Torchic is similarly a very cute little fire chick. I think it makes it into 7.8 out of 10. Combuskin, I'm not super fond of. I don't hate it, though. It's probably around here. Blaziken's very cool, though. I also like how it upsets Christian mothers. I'm a big fan of that. Mega Blaziken is very cool. I'm very fond of that one. I think it's really very much like an iteration on Blaziken that makes it feel better. So I think I'm gonna put it pretty high. Buff Celebi. I think it's pretty rad. I love Mudkip. I love Mudkip so much. I know a lot of it is nostalgia, but it's goodness. It's there for a reason. Mudkip is great. We're Hoenn Gaming, yes. Marshtomp's not so good, but I still love Marshtomp. I think Marshtomp is awesome. And then Swampert is also peak Pokemon. It's not as good as Mudkip, but it is still peak. Mega Swampert is not as peak, though, unfortunately. I have to say. I do think it probably ends up around... No. Here. I don't like the way it's so bulky. I think Swampert's normal sleeker design works for it a lot better. That's a dog. That's a bigger dog. Zigzagoon's pretty cute. I like Zigzagoon. I do not like Galarian Zigzagoon, though. I feel nothing. Linoone is alright. Just kind of Furret again. It's a little better than Furret, I think, in terms of design, but it doesn't have the meme factors, so I think that pulls it down kind of here-ish. Below Piloswine. Glidden has a lot more style, but I don't like what that style is. So it kind of goes here. I want to run quickly through the Chrysalis section. Beautifly I like. I don't think I like it nearly as much as Butterfree, but it's still a pretty good butterfly Pokemon. And Dustox I'm not a fan of. Loadhead's a cool little guy. I think Loadhead's pretty cool. I think he makes it out of the Feeling Nothing Valley. Lombre, I feel nothing toward Lombre. Ludicolo is pretty great though, mostly because of Mirabee. I think Ludicolo is about. I feel very similar between Exeggutor and Ludicolo. I think I feel a little better about Ludicolo than Exeggutor. They're both silly little grass type boys. Seedot fills with me with mild disdain. Nuzleaf. He's okay. Shifter is pretty cool though, at least in concept. The Tengu vibes are nice. In execution, he falls a bit flat though, so probably around here. Tailow's alright. Taillow is just kind of a bird, but he's like on this like sleek design compared to a lot of the regional birds, which, you know, puts him ahead of at the very least Pidgey by a fair margin, I would say, but not a whole lot. Swallow's pretty cool, but again, nothing super stands out about it. Wingull kind of just exists. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with fucking Wingull. Go by Mantine, I guess. Pelipper is competitively fun, so that does raise it up a bit, but like, not that much. It is it's just kind of a pelican. I don't know. Peak base department. Kirlia is a bit lower. Think about this. About this low. Peak. Okay, well, yeah, that's it for now. Within Peak, I'm going to say Gardevoir is our best one yet. Ralts is lowest in Peak, and then Mega Gardevoir is about here-ish. These are some of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Gardevoir is gender, Mega Gardevoir is really cool ballroom vibes, and Ralts is fucking adorable. Just, what a great Evo line. Kirlia is the weakest because it's just kind of a ballet dancer, but it's alright. It's kind of, it's a fitting middle stage. Surskit is very cute, but I only really like it because of the meme, otherwise it wouldn't exist. And Masquerain I feel about nothing towards, aside from Run and Bone context, in which I think it's pretty fun, but other than that, it's kind of ass. Shroomish is a cute little guy. I like Shroomish. Shroomish clears Gyarados. And Lantern. And then Breloom is really fun to use. Like, Technician or Poison Heal with Mach Punch, and it's pretty good. It's very fun. Spore's really nice for it. I think it's a fun Pokemon to use. And it's also pretty good to look at. It's pretty fun. I like it. I think it's to go about here. I do not care for Slack Off. I don't love its design. I feel nothing. Vigoroth, I have mild disdain for. And Slacking, I also have mild disdain for. We'll just put them all together. I don't love any of them. Nincada is pretty neat, but I think it's just kind of an I feel nothing sort of mon. Because it evolves into two Pokemon I do feel a lot for, but itself is very non-existent. Ninjask I think is very cool, but not like a lot cool. I think it goes about here. Like, I think its design is very sleek. It feels like it should be the fastest bug flying type, and it's really unique. I like that. Ninja, though, is a cool guy. Ninja is in the base department for sure. Like, probably about here. I think just the concept of a Pokemon that is incredibly frail, but is immune to anything not super effective, is just such a cool design choice. It's so unique, and its design really feels evocative. Whismer's very cute, but I ultimately do feel nothing towards it. Loudred PMD nostalgia is not enough to save it from being a Pokemon I ultimately don't like that much. And Exploud's actually pretty cool. I think Exploud's pretty neat. I think Exploud can go about here. It clears Gyarados. Makuhita's cute. I like Makuhita. It's grown on me a lot over the years. I used to really not like it, but no, I think it's pretty cool. I think it It's about here. And then Hariyama I also think is pretty cool. I think it's probably about very similar to Magakita. I think probably maybe a little worse. Not by much though. Probably about here. Azurill doesn't really need to exist. I don't know why it kind of. I don't get it. It's fine though. It's pretty cute. Sure. We'll throw it there. Nosepass is such a nothing Pokemon. Skitty's extremely cute. Cute points through the roof for this one. I'm sorry. I just love it. It's so adorable. Delcatty much the same. These are just I want to have one as a pet so bad. Like, oh my god. Sableye is a base department Pokemon for sure. What a cool guy. I think what Sableye brings to the table is a very cool type combo, but a Pokemon that really makes it work. It feels like it should be a rock type in some ways, but honestly, I think it's just pure fucking Gremlin energy is so strong. And then Mega Sableye is also really cool. I love these two. They're great. Peak Pokemon has some more contenders, boys. Mawile and Mega Mawile are some of my favorite Pokemon. The whole inspiration for the design is very cool, and the way they make it work with their typing is exceptional. Fairy type was such an amazing addition to this Pokemon, and then the Mega really iterated on it on an awesome way, making the mouth look just so much more visceral, while giving this Pokemon the actual strength to back up that fearsome design. It's so cool. I love Mega Mawile. I'm so glad it's coming back, hopefully. I swear to fuck God. Aron is in the base department for sure. I love Aron. It's so cute. It's just a little metal boy. I love it. Lairon is fine. I think it is a good middle stage, but it doesn't do anything to set itself apart too particularly. I think it's probably around here-ish. Aggron is very cool, but I don't think there's anything exceptional. I do think it makes it to 7.8 out of 10. I think it makes it above Wartortle. Not quite above Celebi, though. And then Mega Aggron is, I think in a lot of ways, probably about the same as Aggron for me. Maybe a little worse. I think it is a bit over-designed, but it is a design, but in terms of, like, being a good Pokemon, it makes Aggron much more competent, which I really love, because Aggron as a whole felt like a Pokemon that was meant to be a Juggernaut, and really failed. And Mega Aggron feels like the Juggernaut Aggron was always meant to be. Meditite is such a nothing Pokemon, holy hell. Where do you fucking... So many Pokemon I don't give a shit about! Medicham is a wretched creature. As is Mega Medicham. Ganashik is a Pokemon that's alright. Oh god. My voice is getting so tired. I just have to get through Hoenn. Alright, Plusle and Minun. I think these two are super cute. I actually love them a lot. I think they're about here. I think they're basically the same, except I think Minun narrowly beats out Plusle in terms of cuteness. I think Minun is slightly superior. Volbeat and Illumise are complete non-Pokemon. What even are you? Roselia is nice. I think Roselia on its own is pretty mid, but once we get to Budew and Roserade, they're gonna help fill it out a lot. I think it's about here-ish. Gulpin is fine. I feel nothing. Swalot is a bit more fine, but I still feel nothing. Carvanha... I think it's pretty cool. Not quite as cool as Wheezing, though. Sharpedo... I think its Sharpedo's pretty alright. Mega Sharpedo, it's just the same as Sharpedo for me. The two just feel very similar. Wailmer... Such a nothing Pokemon. Wailord is funny, but I still feel nothing. Numel's very cute. I like Numel. Got a little hill on his back with a little hole. I think that's pretty neat. I think Numel can make it about here. That Camerupt is just woefully just screwed over by its stats. Just a very unfortunate Pokemon all around. But I think its design is pretty good. And I think that pretty probably puts it above Parasect, who also is screwed over by its stats. Mega Camel is about the same as normal Camel, I would say. I think actually, no, it clears a little bit. I think it gets to go with the goofy grasses. And even Heracross. I think Torkoal's pretty rad. Better than Articuno. Spoink. Spoink is very cute. That's about it. I never think about Spoink. I like Grumpig less than Spoink. I think Grumpig kind of sucks. Out here. Spinda's extreme. Spinda needs some love. Man, I love Spinda. So cute. Trapinch is so good. I love this whole line. Trapinch is to be about here, I think. And Vibrava goes down a bit. I think Vibrava is just pretty solid. Vibrava's probably around here. But Flygon is like... Flygon is the peak of base department. Cacnea's a complete non-Pokemon. Cacturn is a bit cooler, but still a non-Pokemon. Swablu is pretty cute, but kind of a non-Pokemon. Altaria is very cool. I like Altaria a lot. And then Mega Altaria is actually very cool. And I think Mega Altaria gets to be all the way up here with the big boys. Zangoose is alright, but I never think about it. I feel nothing. Seviper... I feel nothing. It's just Ekans 2. It's a bit cooler than Ekans. It's still just a snake. Lunatone is a moon rock. Solrock is a sun rock. Barboach is a Pokemon that exists. I think. Whiscash is a little better. I think Whiscash at least has some personality to itself. Corphish! I like Corphish. Corphish is pretty cool. Corphish gets to be around here, I think. And then Crawdaunt is very cool. I think Crawdaunt's pretty great. I think it's about here. Crawdaunt's very neat. I like Baltoy a lot, actually. I think Baltoy's pretty cool. And Claydol's similarly very cool. I think they're both very neat guys. I think I overrated Baltoy a bit. I think Baltoy's probably around here. But Claydol... I think Claydol clears Sceptile. I think Lileep is pretty neat as a Pokemon. It's pretty cool. Probably around here. Cradily I'm less fond of. I think it kind of grosses me out. Gives me the ick. but not a huge extent. I think it's still pretty cool. Anorith is great. And then Armaldo, I don't like as much as Anorith. Probably around here. Clear's Gyaptus. And Explode and Lantern, but not Shroomish. Phoebus! Magikarp, but again. Milotic is very good, though. I really like Milotic's design. I think it's to go... honestly, all the way up here, yeah. Milo's great. Cast form. I'm not ranking the cast form forms. You know what? Fine, I'll rank the cast form forms. I think Hail's the coolest. Then this one. Then Fire. Okay, you happy? Kecleon is a Pokemon. Shuppet's actually pretty cool. I like Shuppet. Banette's also pretty cool. I like Banette. And I think Mega Banette's actually pretty fucking rad. Not as cool as Pichu. Duskull is kind of a nothing Pokemon on its own, I think. Dusclops is very neat, actually. I like Dusclops a fair bit. Tropius is very cool. I think Tropius is a very cool Pokemon in theory that is very much limited by mechanics in practice. Tropius is very nice. I don't like Chimecho. Chimecho's a dud. For sure. Cute dud, though. Absol. Absol's fan-fucking-tastic. I love Absol. What a cool design. And then Mega Absol's even better. Because it gets to be all seraphic. Not seraphic, but angelic. And I think that really that elevates it even further. Not peak, but very good. It should be Dark Fairy, and that would make it peak. Why not? Where'd I put Wobbuffet? Oh, that's cute. Snorunt is a Pokemon that exists. Glalie is a Pokemon that exists. Mega Glalie exists slightly more. Spheal is so fucking cute. Oh my god. It's peak. There's no way around it. This Pokemon's peak. Celia's not quite as good, but it's still definitely good. Moving down Charizard again. And then Walrein I don't quite like nearly as much as the others in the Save Alone, but I do still like it. I think it's probably... put it around here. No, it gets to pass Crobat, but not Cloyster. Clamperl? What a nothing Pokemon. Huntail and Gorbis are just also nothing. Huntail's kind of cool in terms of like being a disgusting little eel, and Gorbis is just off-putting. I think honestly Gorbis gets to be a mild disdain. It's unsettling. Relicanth is rad. Coelacanth Pokemon? Hell yeah. No, I love this. This is rad shit. All the way up here. Luvdisc is a wretched creature. Bagon's pretty cool. I like Bagon. I don't love Bagon that much, but it's pretty cool. And Shelgon is a little worse, but I still like it. And then Mence is pretty cool. Why'd I put D-Knight? Yeah, it's up here. I think Salamence is like very similar to D-Knight in a lot of ways, but not quite there. I think it's gonna be about here. Megamince. It's weird that it doesn't have arms, but it's about the same. I don't think Beldum is rad. I think Beldum is pretty okay conceptually, but I think its evolution really helps, as we'll get to in a second. Matang. And then I think Metagross is fucking fantastic. I think Mega Metagross isn't quite as good, but it is still good. I still do like Mega Metagross. I just think it's probably not quite breaking base department. I think it's probably around right below Ivysaur. Alright, now the swarm of Hoenn legendaries. And then we're free for this stream until I come back next time and do it all over again. Hopefully with a lozenge. Regirock? Actually, I think I'm going to rank the Regis mostly monolithically, because I do think they all are about very similar in quality. I think all three Regis are very good. I think they all give me the same, very similar vibes of being, you know, these ancient, unknowable titans, and I think that really fits working for me. I think Regis is the worst one, with Regirock being the best of these three. We'll get to more Regis later. Latios I really like. I think Latios is great. Latios is base department for sure. Latios is very similar. And then the Mega forms are a fair bit worse, I think, just because they kind of take away the dichotomy aspect that I think made the originals pretty cool. But I think they're still pretty cool Pokemon as a whole, so I'm going to put them above the Delcatty. Alright, Kyogre. Kyogre, I think, is very cool. Probably right here. Primal Kyogre, I think, is probably a little bit cool. I don't know if that affects too much. I think it's about the same, honestly. I think there's not much point in the primal forms. I think they're like slightly better improvements in the original, but the originals are already really good. This is a chill playlist. This is not chill music. What the fuck? Yeah, autoplay didn't have anything going on. Like, I know this song. This is Mount Thunder. We're skipping this. We do not need we don't need that right now. We need relaxing vibes. We're chill. I'm quiet, talking to my mic, relaxing. Talking about Primal Groudon on Valor Lakefront. And I think Primal Groudon's just a little bit cooler than normal Groudon. I'm gonna move both of them up a little bit, because I think they're both a little better than I initially gave them credit for, but on the whole, I'm just chilling. Relaxing. Rayquaza, I think, is the only one to clear its Mega counterpart. I think Rayquaza's a very cool Space Snake. I think Mega Rayquaza isn't quite as cool, but I think it is still very cool. Jirachi, I think, is actually a peak Pokemon. I think Jirachi's the best mythical. I think it's adorable, and I think its lore is actually really great. I'm also going to move Flygon and Mega Absol up because I think they deserve it. Deoxys is the coolest former coolest mythical. No way around it. I think. Actually, I think we can put it down a little bit. I think I may have oversold it, but Deoxys' general vibe of being a space virus Pokemon is just incredibly unique as a concept and really works for the Pokemon. The other forms don't work the forms don't work quite as well because I think the DNA motif in the arms is a core part of why I like the design so much. But I do think they're still all pretty good. I think Deoxys attack can probably be around here. Up a bit. Deoxys defense I like a bit more. I think DOD gets to be probably below Zapdos. And then Dio speed, I think. It's about the same as Deoxys attack, maybe a little better. Around there. And we're done. We're on to Sinnoh. Oh my god. My throat is so sore. Have I been talking almost non-stop for 3 hours? Oh my god. People do this shit for a living. Oh, I could never. I'm gonna go to bed and not talk for like all of tomorrow. But I'm gonna stream more of this at some point because I've got 6 more generations to get through apparently. So next time, maybe 4 through 6, we'll see. Thank you all for tuning in. This was an awful idea, and I regret doing it. I'll post the tier list to my community page or something, so it can be referenced. Good night, y'all, and I'll see you next stream. Maybe for Run and Bun, maybe for tier list. We'll see. Adios.